Hello everyone, I'm Bonita Tyes with the Westchester Chronicle, here with a recap of what's been happening in November and December. On December 2nd, the borough held its first Christmas parade since the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. The event started off with the borough's annual lighting of the Christmas tree on the courthouse steps. This year, the parade focused more on local bands and community programs within the borough. The Westchester Chamber of Commerce, as well as numerous volunteers in the area, put together a joyous event that brought hundreds of residents and visitors into town to get their first look at Santa Claus himself. While the Christmas parade was smaller than previous years, the revelers more than made up the difference with their festive mood and holiday cheer. Earlier this week, we saw the lighting of the town menorah on the courthouse steps, marking the first of 8 days of the Festival of Lights. The festival ends on the 26th, which is when the celebration of Kwanzaa is set to begin. So for those of you who choose to celebrate a holiday or choose to enjoy your time in your own unique way, we wish you all the joy and hope you're enjoying your season. In parking news, the borough solicitor has been directed to prepare an ordinance to remove parking spaces on South Adams Street at East Nields. The ordinance is intended to facilitate the construction of a proposed warehouse on the former Wyeth property and was requested by the developer of this warehouse. PennDOT is also proposing a plan for the removal of parking spaces on South High Street to implement bump outs, crosswalks, and left turn lanes from Minor Street to Rosedale Avenue. Due to the high number of incidents on South High Street involving pedestrians, PennDOT is working to implement measures that protect the numerous residents, students, and visitors who frequent the High Street corridor. Construction is expected to commence in 2024. You can learn more about the project by going to penndot.pa.gov. At this month's Borough Work Session, a presentation by Traffic Planning and Design Incorporated displayed a proposed long-term plan for the closure of Gay Street. The plan includes several modifications, notably deployable wheelchair ramps that can be added to sidewalks to make them wheelchair accessible. The plan also shows several curb cuts or activation zones, which can be potential areas for seating, outdoor activities, and community events. The borough discussed the possible installation of 8 gates on Gay Street for each intersection between Matlack and Darlington Street. Due to comments regarding the aesthetics of the concrete barriers that were used to block the traffic from the roads in the past, Traffic Planning and Design Incorporated proposed several designs of gates that could protect the pedestrians while also being visually appealing. The designs have not been finalized, but you can find out more about the project and proposed gates at west-chester.com. The Borough Council discussed the potential of renewing their lease of the historic train tracks with SEPTA. There are 2 leases being considered, the lease between SEPTA and Westchester Borough, as well as a sublease of the tracks between the Borough and Westchester Railroad. The Westchester Railroad wants a lease that spans at least 15 years to complete long-term projects while they acquire additional capital to be allocated to reach their goals. The lease expires in April 2023, and any new terms or changes to the lease need to be approved by then. The Council will continue the discussion of the potential lease terms at a future meeting. On December 14th, students at Westchester University who have been denied housing for the fall 2023 semester held a protest for more affordable student housing on the campus. The influx of the largest incoming class of freshmen in the school's history has prompted the university to assign housing based on a raffle, with the priority being given to incoming freshmen and disadvantaged students. The protesting students found this unfair and insensible to their needs for affordable housing. Many upperclassmen are struggling to find housing in the borough, which may lead to some students considering dropping out or transferring to another school. In an interview with NBC 10 Philadelphia, Nancy Gaynor of Westchester University Communications reaffirmed their commitment to the community and its students, but reiterated that housing is a finite resource and they cannot house all of the students at this time. At this month's Public Works Committee, numerous borough residents expressed their outrage and disappointment with the recent removal of 2 sycamore trees at the former Burger King property. The larger of the 2 trees was estimated to have been at least 200 years old, which is nearly as old as the borough itself. Though the trees were in good health and were not known to cause offense or obstruction, the property owner elected to have both trees cut down to the roots. The lack of community input into this decision upset many residents, especially the chairman of the Tree Commission, Jeff Bytel. At the Borough Work Session, Mr. Bytel noted that it was the owner of the property's decision to not elect those trees as heritage trees, which would have put them under review and possible protection by the Tree Commission. Instead, the owner of the property elected to have them removed. During public comment, Mr. Bytel said, quote, "It was a crying shame that a tree dating back to almost the borough's founding was cut down." Finally, in election news, as you may know, the state of Pennsylvania has elected Josh Shapiro as its new governor and John Fetterman as its new state senator. However, as of December 19th, the state has still not certified the election results due to litigation regarding recounting the votes in numerous counties across the state. In 2023, we'll have elections for numerous state and local positions, so you can always register for the next election at vote.pa.gov. It is never too late to register to vote. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this year. Please join us next time as we resume our coverage and live streams of local government meetings. Last season, our team was proud to bring you the news, and we plan to increase our capabilities this coming year. First off, if you would rather listen to the news, we have provided a podcast version of the show that you can listen to with the link in the description below. Our music is by Doug Keller. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Until then, I'm Bonita Tyes with the Westchester Chronicle, and we hope to see you in 2023.